Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really exciting video. I'm going to be recreating the makeup that I did on my wedding day. I'll insert pictures here just so you can see, and I'm sure you saw some videos in my intro as well. But I really wanted to recreate this look because I think it's just a classic bridal look in my opinion. I went for something extremely neutral when it comes to the eyes and the lips. Just to enhance my features as they are. Obviously I did a full coverage long lasting foundation too, but as far as everything else goes, I did pretty neutral, pretty just enhancing my natural features that I have. One thing that I did do is individual false lashes, which I have to put on today and show you how to put on as well. That was definitely something that I think added so much to my look. I hope that you enjoy this video. I hope that you love it, and if you do recreate it, please let me know. We are going to get started with the eyes. On my wedding day, I primed my eyes with the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by Mac. So I'm going to take this on a brush and just do a light dusting over my eyes. You've seen me do this before. Basically what this is going to do is make sure that your eyeshadows last all day. You could also put down a concealer if your eyeshadows aren't prone to moving, like you never have an issue with that. But I just really love this primer. And see, it just evens out the skin tone and it creates a nice little base for the shadows to go on. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is take my palette. I use this same palette on all of my clients. It's just an Z palette full of my favorite shadows. They are from Mac, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Makeup Geek, and ColourPop. So quite a mix here, but they're all awesome and they're all great to use. The first one I'm going to go in with is, as I drop it, Vanilla Bean by Makeup Geek. And this is just going to be used to set my paint pot so that all the shadows blend seamlessly on top of it. Right. So I'm going to be going in with the MAC 224. It's kind of deformed, but it'll work just fine. I'm going to go into our first transition shade, and this is Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek. We're going to go ahead and go in with that. And this is going to be a nice little transition shade for us. Basically what I'm going to be doing here is I'm just going to be dragging the brush along the outer part of my eye. I stop about 1/3 of the way in because I tend to blend the shadows too far out if I do otherwise. But I'm going to do windshield wiper motions and then circles as I get to that 3/4 in, I mean. So my wedding makeup tended to be a little bit on the warmer side because that's just what looked good with my skin. I want to start a bridal makeup series where I do different looks for different types of brides, like the bride that wants like a smoky eye and the bride who wants maybe something a little bit more like boho, anything like that. I'm going to be doing a series on that. My plan is to do one video like this every 2 weeks indefinitely, so till I run out of things to talk about. But this will be my bridal makeup series. I might do a video on good makeup to use for your wedding day. I mean, these are all great products, but I could do like a drugstore version as well. This is like a good mix between drugstore and high-end, I would say. Alright, so now that we have that kind of peachy orangey base down, we're going to go ahead and go in with our next shade, which is Creme Brulee. This is also by Makeup Geek, and we're using the same brush on this. Tap off the excess, and this one I'm just going to be doing windshield wiper motions over it. This kind of neutralizes the shade a little bit. Make sure you're working to blend it in on the inner corner well. And And then we are going to switch brushes, and we're going to go into this brush right here, and this is the Morphe 433. And we're going to go ahead and go into our next shade, which is Soft Brown by MAC. I'm having a hard time getting it out, but it's Soft Brown by MAC. And we are just going to pop this like directly in the crease. And I'm going to buff that kind of on the outer third as well. So I did not wear my, so I had a wedding and a wedding reception. For the wedding, I had paid somebody to do an updo for me. That's why I cannot recreate it. And then for my wedding reception, I did my own hair, but I used my friend Casey's hair extensions. So I did like a half up look with hair extensions, and I gave them back. So I don't have that to do either. So I just curled my hair today for this video, but basically that's what I did when it comes to hair. Your wedding is like so crazy because you spend like 2.5 hours getting ready or whatever. I think it was about 2.5 hours because it was like an hour for my makeup and then like an hour for my hair. And then you're putting on your dress, doing finishing touches. Like, I was so afraid of forgetting deodorant on my wedding day. Like, it was crazy. And you're, like, you feel like you have so much time, and then it's like 5 minutes before, and they're like, oh my gosh, you have to get down the aisle in like 5 minutes. And I had to pee so bad. It wasn't even funny. Like, I had a laced up corset dress. I'll show a picture of the back here. And it would be impossible to get out of this dress and get to the bathroom at the point that I wanted to. And my mom was walking me down the aisle, and she was just like, Annie, we have to go down the aisle now. We're going to be late. Like, the music's already playing. And I'm like, I have to pee so bad. There was literally no way. And so I walked down the aisle thinking, oh my gosh, like, I have to pee. And then I saw Nathan, and he was just so handsome. And he's probably rolling his eyes at me right now, but it's fine. Anyway, I didn't have to pee once I saw him on the end of the aisle. That was the point of my story. And you, like, spent all this time getting ready for, like, 3-4 hours of actual wedding. Like, it was just crazy. I am going to take it and spray it with MAC Fix Plus, so it gets nice and damp. And then we're going to go back into the shadow I pointed out, which is Makeup Geek's Foiled Shadow and In the Spotlight. And we are going to pop this on our lid. So this is just a beautiful peachy, like, shimmery shade. I love this on my wedding day. Like, it just looks beautiful in pictures. Alright, and as you can see, that's it. Once the shadow's on, it's just a beautiful, like, peachy color. I like to add a little bit more like a champagne tone to it as well, so it's not as orange. So I'm going to respray the brush. I'm going to dip into another one of my favorites, which is MAC's Nylon. And we're going to put this in the inner, like, third of the eye, and this is like a very yellow toned shade. We're going to go, it's a lot of blending for wedding makeup. We're going to go back into the Morphe 433, and I'm going to go ahead and take a tiny bit of this color right here. This is Americano, I think. Just kidding, Mocha. I knew it was a coffee name. I knew it. But I'm going to take like the littlest amount, like I'm just tapping my brush in there. And I'm just going to use that to pat on the outer corner of each eye. It helps deepen everything up very nicely. While that is doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the Brow Stylist Definer by L'Oreal. This is what I used. Now that we look like a crazy person because I have my brows on and my eyeshadow on but nothing else. The lash glue is still getting tacky. I'm going to talk about the primers that I use so these can start to sink in. I used 2 primers on my wedding day, and I used these 2 primers in conjunction with each other on my brides that I do their makeup for. I used the NYX Angel Veil primer, and this one is just good for smoothing. It's called a Skin Perfecting Primer. So I like this one all over my face and blend it down my neck about this much. And then this one is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, and this is the mattifying one. You almost just heard my northern accent. Mattifying one. And I use this just in my T-zone, and I use this on the T-zone on my brides who are also combo. I have combo skin, so these 2 worked perfectly for me on my wedding day. I'm pretty sure this one breaks me out like a tiny bit. Most silicone primers do. So I only use this on my wedding day. I haven't used it for like any other occasion, so. But it worked really well, and I kept my makeup on all day. So those are the 2 primers I use. I'm going to go ahead and put this on while I am waiting for my lash glue to dry. And you only need like a little tiny bit of each. So I want to say that my favorite memory of my wedding, trying to think like what my absolute favorite part was. I think that the best part was when I couldn't get the ring on my husband's finger during our vows. It was just really funny. We have the video of it and everything. And like, he had to put it on his finger himself because it didn't fit. And it's a long story, but basically we had a huge problem with Zales and his ring was back ordered like 4, 5, 6 weeks or something, to the point where we weren't sure if we were going to have a ring for his wedding day. And then when we got it, it was the wrong size. This is like our second time resending it in for the right size. And so we're like, just screw it, we're going to use this ring for wedding day, and if we need to send it back in afterwards, we will. Same with my ring. I went and got mine resized, and it still wasn't the right size. So it wouldn't go on, and he had to like shove it on his finger, and I'm pretty sure he couldn't get it off for like 3 weeks after our wedding. So when we went to go send it in to get resized, but it was just funny. It was a good memory. What was your favorite memory, babe?
My favorite memory of our wedding day, was honestly just seeing you walk down the aisle.
Yeah, I showed that video earlier. I'm gonna insert that clip earlier. You were super cute.
Yeah, I was super nervous, but that was probably my favorite memory. The shoe game was a lot of fun, though. That was fun.
Yeah, the shoe game was great. I'm trying to think about how I can incorporate that in. Maybe I'll do like a separate video all on our wedding. I don't know. So this is going to be really extremely hard to show. One second, let me get the first on. So I'm putting on individual false lashes. I'm using the Ardell Not Free Flares in medium black. I used medium up until like 3/4 through my eye, and then the front side that we put nylon on, I'm going to use the short black flares. Looks like they are the Ardell Individual Multi-Pack. The Not Free medium flares on this half of the eye, and then short flares on the inner corners. I like mine very wispy, so I don't have them like perfectly spaced out or anything like that. Yeah, so I have to let them dry, so you're not supposed to touch them. Don't do eyeliner, don't do mascara until they're completely dry. So typically I'll go back to it at the very end of our makeup. I had already put on my primer and my face is all primed and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with foundation now. For my wedding day, I mixed two foundations, two of my favorite full coverage foundations. I mixed Marc Jacobs Remarcable full cover foundation and then Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. This one is just lasts all day. It's beautiful. This one just gives the perfect amount of coverage, and I love the colors of these two when they're mixed together. So I'm going to put these on. So as you can see, I'm blending the foundation back onto my necks. Both sides of my neck anyway. And that way I can make sure that everything is nice and blended. There's no line of demarcation, is what it's called, when you have like your foundation on one side and then after that it's just like bare skin. I'm gonna pull my hair back, get up into the temples. If you have like a receding hairline, some people have like a hairline that kind of goes back a little bit, make sure you get foundation up there too, just so that doesn't show up in pictures as well. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go in with concealer. I used the MAC Prolongwear concealer on my wedding day. I'm in the shade NC20. I'm going to put a little bit on my styrofoam plate that I'm working with. And then I'm going to pick it up with the same brush that I used the Prolongwear. And I'm going to put this in under my eye in a triangular not formation, pattern, design. What's the right word I'm looking for, babe?
I wasn't listening.
It shows how much he cares about makeup.
What were you talking about?
I said I'm going to put this concealer under my eyes in this triangular
shape.
Yeah, I guess that's one word we can use.
Fashion.
Fashion? That's a good one. So I'm using this brush to just curve out and make the shape that I want the concealer to clean up the eyeshadow in. I'm also making sure that the concealer covers my redness that I tend to get around my nose. And then I'm putting it on my forehead and my chin just so that it's able to just kind of blend seamlessly. I'm going to go in with a different brush. This is the Morphe G2. And it's a stiff foundation brush, and I'm just going to use it to blend out the concealer. Alright. And then just make sure everything is seamlessly blended in together. And concealer's complete. Next, I'm going to go ahead and set the concealer. I'm going to be using the Mercier translucent powder, whatever I can get out of it. It's very, very, very low. And this is the powder I used on my wedding day. I don't have much, but I'm going to make it work. This powder is great for wedding day makeup because it's not going to have any flashback and it is not like a stark white. And it also controls your oil so well. Like whenever I use this powder, my skin is not oily, like at all day. It's insane. So I'm putting this in the places that I tend to crease, like around my mouth when I smile, and by my nose, in the center of my forehead where I have little fine lines. Okay, and I'm going to go in with the Essence Make Me Brow today. I had used the just Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, but I am out of it currently, so that stuff is like super glue for your brows. Legit. But this kind of adds just a little bit of fullness. So if you're on a budget, if you're a baller on the budget, this one is very good as well. I use this one for my wedding reception. Because by then I was out of the Anastasia one. So I feel like your brows can never be too strong for pictures. Because in pictures your eyes aren't going to look as, like your makeup's just not going to show up as well. So it was really nice having kind of a bold brows like this, bolder than I would normally go, just because it showed up really well in pictures. So I know I have this one picture where Nathan's like kissing my neck. I know it sounds sexual, it's not. He was kissing my neck and I'm like staring at the camera and all I can tell when I look at that picture is lashes and brows, and I love it. I love it. I will insert the picture I'm talking about right here, just so I don't seem like a crazy person. But it is such a good picture. I love it. We are going to transition back to the eyes. I'm going to be taking the NYX Jolie Gel Eyeliner and I'm going to tight line with this. And then while we have eyeliners out, I'm going to go ahead and go on my lower lash line with the Rimmel Scandalize in the shade Nude. And this just opens my eyes for pictures. Because my eyes are kind of small and rounded. And then I'm going to go on the top lash line extremely close, like as close as I possibly can get with this gel liner. Oh, I just got it all over me. Good job, Annie. With this gel liner by L'Oreal. I'm going to be taking this MAC ankle brush and literally like as close as I can possibly get to those individual false lashes I'm going to get. Alright, so this eye is done, and that's the difference that eyeliner makes. I feel like I was just the type of eye shape that I just needed a little bit of something for pictures. Anyway, maybe not, but I liked it. That is with eyeliner. I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. Alright, so the eyeliner's on. I did the other eye off camera just so I could spend some time making them even. You want to save enough time on your wedding day just to make sure that everything is even and good and you don't have to worry about it. You're not stressing about your makeup, because I know I had messed up and so I had to go back and fix a bunch of things the day of my wedding. So you want to make sure you leave yourself enough time to do that. I'm going to go in with my favorite waterproof mascara. This is the Telescopic. And once again, I'm getting out of frame, so I am going to use this mirror instead. Another important thing to remember when you're getting married is remember to eat for your wedding. We barely ate our wedding day. And if we hadn't had breakfast before, you had breakfast too, right?
No.
Oh, just kidding. Nathan didn't have breakfast. I did.
I was too nervous.
Oh, what were you nervous about? You didn't have to do your own makeup.
I was nervous because I was standing in front of a bunch of people. Getting married, it's a nerve-wracking thing, but I'm very happy I did.
Do you ever get cold feet, Nathan?
No, never have.
If he did, he wouldn't tell me.
I would tell you. I don't understand why guys get cold feet.
Why is that? Give some relationship advice,
Yes.
babe, from a guy's perspective.
Make your decision. Either commit or don't commit. If you're committed and truly committed, you won't have cold feet because you know what you're doing and why you're doing it. If you're unsure of what you're doing, you're not truly committed, then you might get cold feet. That's my opinion. It may not necessarily be everyone's opinion, but that's mine.
Cool. Well, I love the advice, babe. I love hearing your heart. That's why I married you.
I love you too.
I'm going to go in with this really small blending brush. It's by e.l.f. And I'm going to go ahead and go into this white shade of my palette of goodness. And we're going to use this underneath the brow bone. And then I'm going to go in with a angled flat definer brush right here. This is the Morphe 165. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with Creme Brulee. Where is it? Right here. And I'm going to buff this close to my lower lash line. Once again, I'm going to take out my handy dandy mirror so that we'll see. Now, when I was learning how to do makeup the first time, like bridal makeup, I watched a lot of videos. One of the videos that I watched that really helped me was Jaclyn Hill's bridal video. She gives a lot of in-depth tutorials. She was a makeup artist as well, so that's always an option. I'm going to go ahead and go into Mocha by Makeup Geek, the top shade that we use on our outer corners, and we're going to put this as close to the lash line as possible. Anyway, I watched a lot of bridal makeup videos, and it just helped give me a lot of inspiration for the types of looks that I wanted to do on myself. And I knew that warm colors looked best with my eyes and my skin tone and everything like that. And I went with like the color palette that I was going for my wedding day. So that is what I did. And I love it. I loved every part of it. I'm going to go in with Nylon by MAC on the same definer brush. I'm going to put this extremely close to the inner corner. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go back in with mascara, waterproof of course, on the bottom lash line. Another tip that I tell my brides when I'm doing their makeup for their wedding day is that you always want to make sure that you are wearing, number one, wearing waterproof mascara. I use that in my kit, but when you wipe your mascara if you're crying, how it works is if you wipe, the waterproof is going to come off anyway with it. You have to dab instead of swiping if you're crying. I actually didn't cry on my wedding day. I may have teared up for like 2 seconds, but I didn't cry because I was like committed to keeping my makeup good. It was like my mission. Alright, so that makes such a big difference. That is done. We are going to move on to the face. I'm going to be taking MAC Studio Fix Powder. And this is in the shade NC25. And I'm going to be patting this into my face just to set my foundation. You want to wait until your foundation is set on your skin so it's no longer tacky. And then you can go in with a fluffy powder brush and just press it into your skin to further seal it in. That way your foundation is not moving. No matter how much you sweat, how much it rains, how much the world falls down, your foundation is not coming off without a fight. Also makes everything easier to blend on top of it as well. And I like to drag this powder foundation down my neck as well. This is probably my favorite makeup look in the entire world, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go in with this Morphe brush. This is just a bronzer brush and it is in the M5 style storm. It's the number M527. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going in with my Butter bronzer. Yes, I used this on my wedding day. It was like a newer product out then, and I was just so obsessed with it I couldn't even like use anything else. I've gone through like 3 days since then. But this is just going to warm up my skin, and then I'm going to go in and contour after that. Don't worry if you get it messy or whatever, we're going to go back in and clean it up after. Okay, that is done. Now we're going to go in and contour. I'm going to be using my blush brush to contour. Woo! Would you look at that? I'm going to be going in with the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. I use this with a majority of my brides. I'm going to take these 2 shades right here and mix them together and tap off the excess. And then we're going to find the hollows of her cheek. And we're just going to sculpt those cheekbones. And then I like to go back in with the brush that I just used, the bronzer brush, and I like to blend it out using that. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some on my forehead, just by the temples. And then I'm going to go in with a more precise brush. I'm using this little Moda brush for this, and I'm going to take the 2 shades and just very lightly go on my nose with it. And then I'm going to go back in with my sponge, my foundation sponge, and I'm just going to blend out each side of that nose contour. And you don't have to contour your nose. I just did, my nose is a little bit too big, and I love when it looks thin for pictures, so yeah, that's what I did it. And I definitely don't regret it. Alright, and that is complete. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with a highlight. The highlight I'm going to be using is by Laura Mercier. I adored this highlight on my wedding day. It looked amazing. It is like the coolest like baked consistency, and is a gorgeous champagne color. Oh, it's just so beautiful. It's on the more natural side of things, I feel like, for a highlight. So that's why I feel like it would be perfect for a wedding day. So I just love it. And I'm not saying that my highlight is natural, but just like this would be a good option if you went natural with it. I like to pile it on, of course, because, you know, why not? See, it just gives you like the coolest glow to it. Like, that is Beaming Bride glow right there. If there ever was a Beaming Bride glow, that would be it. And then I'm going to clean up my contour with some powder, if I can. I actually don't have enough translucent powder. Normally I would do this with translucent powder, but I don't have enough, so I'm going to go into my pressed powder, and I'm going to clean up the edges of that contour. Normally you would do this with a translucent powder, but it's fine. I've seen it done with pressed powder before, and I like it. I like it a lot. And then one of the last steps that we're getting to is we're going to do some blush. I used 2 blushes. on my wedding day. The first is going to be Awakening Rose by Milani. This is one of their rose powder blushes. And I like to focus this one kind of towards the back of my face. Alright, so the camera overheated in the middle of me doing that. So the next blush I'm going to do, I use the Milani Romantic Rose along the back side of my cheek. I'm going to go in with a pop of pink, and this is Rosy Outlook by MAC. It's one of their Prolongwear blushes. And I use this on all my brides, and I love it for that. So it's just a great blush. But we're going to pop that on the apples of our cheeks and blend back. Alright, and now we are flushed and beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the last step in the makeup process, and that is going to be lips. I used 3 high-end lip products, and none of them are long lasting. It's just because I loved how they looked on me. The first was the Double Time Lip Liner, and this is by MAC. I'm going to line my lips using this. I've used this before, so you know what it looks like. Alright, that is the Double Time Lip Liner. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with Blankety, and it melted on our honeymoon, so there's that. But I will try to apply it as best as possible. And I just love this pink. It's just such a wearable pink. It is gorgeous. It's just neutral enough. I love it. And then we're going to go in with our last one. You could stop here if you wanted to, but I'm going to go in with a gloss just because I like that plump look to my lips, and it looks great in pictures. So this is the NARS lip gloss in the shade Chelsea Girls. Turkish Delight is another one of those, and I think that would be a good one as well. Alright, so this is the finished makeup look. I just need to spray my face with some Fix Plus. And I went ahead and also sprayed myself with some Urban Decay All-Nighter, but I unfortunately don't have that right now. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video on my wedding day makeup. I loved making it. I love my makeup for my wedding day. It was everything that I could ever ask for and more. I mean, it's me, but just amplified. I love the gloss. I love the individual lashes. I love the highlight. I love the eyeshadow. Just everything about it was just perfect to me. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Thank you for checking out what I did on my bridal day. My wedding day, I'm sorry. My wedding day. I had so much fun recreating this look for you. I love everything and how it turned out. If you want to have makeup details, specific things about what I used, they'll be linked down in the description box. I'll also be linking the girl who did our videography for our wedding. Her name is Bailey Pilgreen. She is a Liberty student, so I'll be linking her YouTube channel down below. And I'll be linking the photography website of the photographer, who took our pictures for our wedding day, because I used some of those in this video as well. Everything was perfect. Our wedding day was amazing. We got married in January of this year. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this recreation of what I did for my wedding makeup, and thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and if you want to stay tuned for some funny clips from our wedding, I will include those at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. That was on the video?
No, you can edit that out. Yes.
Not editing anything
out.
out.
I was like grabbing my balls and everything too.
This is my husband, Nathan.
Hello.
Do I look as pretty as I did on our wedding day?
You're beautiful, babe.
I promise.
You look, I mean, you're never going to look like you did on your wedding day. But you look very, like it's the same makeup, yeah.
That was good, babe.
Good. I like it.
What was your favorite part about our wedding? And do you have any advice for grooms?
My favorite part about the wedding was seeing you walk down the aisle. Advice for grooms would be just to try to relax and enjoy it and have fun with it, because as nerve-wracking as a wedding can be, it doesn't it's not about the show. It's not about, you know, making everybody happy. It's about you marrying the person that you love. So enjoy it and have fun with it.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much again for watching our video. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
No man separate. Nathan, you may now kiss your bride. Folks, it is with a great privilege, I'm free, no, that I now present to you for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Nathan Daniel Metzger.
And how well they might really actually know each other, we're about to find out. So, for example, we'll start with this. Whose idea was it to play this game? There you go, see? And they match, so that's fantastic. So here we go. Who is going to take longer showers? Okay. Starting off a great start. Who takes the longest to get ready? Oh, this is good. Who dresses better? Who's a better driver? I can do that. Let's see. Who's the first to apologize after arguing? Who chose the honeymoon? Who is more organized? Have you seen her desk? It's incredible. Who will make the coffee in the morning? Alright. Let's see, I almost lost my spot. So a little bit more on the, awe side. Who's the first to admit their love? Must have been something to do with those bathroom stalking things. Who was the one to make the relationship official? Good. Alright. Let's see. Who's gonna cook most of the meals? You guys are all witnesses. Who is worse with direction? It's kind of close to the driving aspect. Who's more clumsy? Okay. Who shops more? Who's a better kisser? Who spends more time on Facebook? Instagram. Still. Okay. Who's gonna use more toilet paper? Who will do more household chores? Okay. Who's gonna make the bed? Who will squeeze the last bit of toothpaste from the what is that? Container. Tube. Okay. Who spends the most time on their phone? Who sings better? Who has a better laugh? Adorable. Okay. Who tells the most jokes? Who flirts more? Let's see. Who is more serious? Okay. Who is better at hearing? Who's most dramatic? Okay. Who is the biggest baby when sick? Who gives better presents? Who gives the most unexpected surprises? Who has more dressy clothes? Who has the most shoes? And finally, of course, who loves the other more? That's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today is a very exciting video. We are going to be doing my makeup collection. So that is